So my cats have fleas, now my dogs have fleas, and now I have fleas. I thought by leaving the area that the pets were in, that the fleas would just stay there. But apparently not. So right now I'm recording at 4 in the morning because my cousin needs her computer back. So I don't have a choice. I've been working with borrowed goods for the past 15 episodes now. But I have good news about that I'll discuss later. But I'm trying to get this done before my mother gets up, because then it's like the ghost of Christmas past is floating around. But speaking of these fleas, so I was trying to take a nap before I did the podcast, because as I get older, I realize I have to take naps before I do anything, and this all started in college. And I remember I had a bio exam, and like my bio final, and I wanted to rest up before I dedicated my whole night to studying for the final. And for some reason, I had multiple finals that week, so I made sure I focused this day. For every final, it was just I was studying the day before for that final, because I had like 5 finals in a week. And I had like a huge, like 15-page paper I had to write on Elizabeth, New Jersey, and it was so funny. I almost got stuck with, what's the part of New Jersey that only has like 5 people that live there? There's a bowling alley there. Greenville? Give me 1 second. I need to find out. This is important to this. This is crucial to the story. Garwood. Garwood is the name of the place, because we had to do a report about an area of Union County. And of course, the first person is like Elizabeth, because Elizabeth is one of the most populous areas, and we have a rich history, including Judy Blume. So I was like, oh, hell no. And I was like the last person to choose, so I was stuck with Garwood. And I remembered, I went to the teacher right after, and I was like, hey, sir, I'm from Elizabeth. And I don't want to do a 15-page paper on anywhere else, because I'm not from there. I'm from Elizabeth, and I would enjoy writing about Elizabeth because I'm from Elizabeth. And I was going to be stuck with Garwood, and their population is literally, I'm going to look this up right now. Garwood population. Let's see this ridiculous number. Don't disappoint me. Let's see. 4,000 people. 4,000 people. How much could happen in a place that has a population of 4,000 people? And the only thing I know about Garwood is that they have a bowling alley. Now let me give you Elizabeth's population. Elizabeth, New Jersey population. Okay. Gasp. 129,000 people. And I was going to be stuck with Garwood. I did not live in Elizabeth my entire life to not be able to write a 15-page paper about it. And I told him, he was like, I never do this, but I guess I can make an exception. Best believe you can make an exception, because I was going to do that paper on Elizabeth regardless of what anybody told me. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't. I was going to end up writing that paper on Garwood, but I went in there really tough, and I think, I looked like I was going to hold the line. So he let me do it. Are you kidding me? The first person, probably from Cranford, I choose Elizabeth. How about no? As I was dodging gunshots, and I love Elizabeth. I rip it, but I love it. This is my home. But I mean, some things have happened where, I will joke about it. And you in Cranford, you can go scoop up a fish out of the local river and eat it. Me, I fall into the Elizabeth River. I'm coming out a different color. So that's the least I can do, is let me write about it. And I even struggled with that. So whoever got Garwood, bless your soul. But that wasn't going to happen. Period. With a T. Explanation point. Question mark. So back to what I was saying about my final. So I had to work on that paper, and that killed me. that killed me. And then I also remember when I was in school, I told my teacher I wouldn't be in the class because something happened and I had to be in school for another class. And I remember I was in the library and I saw that teacher that I told her I think I was going to be late to class because an emergency happened, but literally it's because I didn't finish my paper in time. And I saw her walking. She literally walked right past me and didn't see me. But I think I tried to throw myself under the table to try to make it look like I wasn't there, but that brought more attention to myself, but she didn't see it. So thank the heavens. And so back to what I was saying about the biology. So I was just trying to catch some Z's. You know what I'm saying? And I was in my room, and you should never study in your bed because that's never going to end well. You can't study in a place where you're comfortable. If you're studying in a place where you're uncomfortable, you're gonna yearn to be in a place that's comfortable. I was already in a comfortable place, and that was problematic. And I wasn't sitting up, I was laying down. Like how little Jodie Sweetin was in the Full House opening, laying like that, like I was on the phone with friends. But I was with my biology book, and that never ends well. So I was laying there, and I said I'll take a little nap, and I left the light on, and I fell asleep in my book, like with my nose in my book. And my mom told me that she walked in my room and said, "Oh, that's cute. Like I'm being really astute." And she turned off the light because she thought I had like a long night of studying. Meanwhile, that was just my nap. That was like my pre-study nap. And I remember, I must have set my alarm but not heard it. Instead of taking like an hour nap, I woke up in the morning and didn't study at all. And everything became like, I remember, I think I was reading at red lights. I was lucky that I like marked everything that I had to study, and I think like an hour before I like crammed, and somehow it worked. And some studies say it works, and some studies say it doesn't. It worked for me that day, and I needed to get a decent grade in that class to pass it because I was having a really tough time. Like biology builds on itself like how math does, and if you don't get the beginning genomes and photosynthesis, you're effed because everything is based off that. It's not, but it's based off like this foundation of biology, and if you don't know the beginning, you're done. And I thought I had narcolepsy when I was in school because I would fall asleep and I would literally wake up at the end of the class and I didn't even know what happened. And I'm not like disrespectful like that. I never fall asleep on purpose, but I would just fall asleep all the time. And even one time in that class, this is just a crazy time for me, so I have to talk about it. And my dad also got tested for narcolepsy because this runs in the family. I don't know if it's a sleep deficiency or a vitamin deficiency. And my sister has it too. All three of us have it. My dad, my sister, and I. And when we were in our apartment, when we lived in Maspeth, Queens, we thought that there was some kind of gas in the air or some kind of poison in the pasta sauce we were eating because we really thought there was something wrong. But it's us because this is continued after we moved. So I remember I was in biology and I fell asleep and I had one of those dreams where you're falling off a cliff. So I screamed I sat in the middle of the classroom. I screamed, like my head was down, and then I like sat all the way up. I screamed and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry," because I fell asleep in class. So my automatic response, even in my unconscious, was that I'm sorry that I fell asleep. And the teacher looked at me and everybody looked at me, and then just the lesson continued. But it was so awkward and awful. But I guess he thought I had narcolepsy or something because he didn't even question me about it. But it was a sad ordeal. It was a sad ordeal, let me tell you that. So back to what I was saying in the beginning of this whole story. This just led into a bunch of multiple smaller stories. So I needed to get a good grade on this final to pass the class because I already did some extra credit in my lab to be able to get me to a decent place, like in the 70s arena. And I usually do really well in my classes. I usually get like A's, and if I fall off the wagon, B's. But usually A's. So this was new to me. I didn't like it. Not new to me. I mean, I knew I could have done better, and that upset me. So, but I was lost in the sauce. Like, literally, I was lost in the sauce in that class. People would, like, nod their heads and be like, wait, what's going on? I just wouldn't get anything from the beginning. So I don't know how I made it thus far. So, for the final, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, what is all of this? And it was multiple choice, but he would do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M. He would do like 10 multiple choice. So it was really difficult. And apparently I guessed right for a good amount of them. And there was an extra credit about if a tabby cat mates with a black cat, what are the kids going to look like? And I remember it became like a montage with like in the background, like Eye of the Tiger maybe. Yeah, I would say Eye of the Tiger, like a montage. So that was playing in the background, and I remember I was like moving closer to the paper and turning the paper in all different ways, and like I wrote out this whole like 2-page genome thing, and I got the extra credit, and that was what had me pass the class. And I literally passed that class with like a 71 or something, and I think passing was like 70 or 69. So I really God was with me, because I don't know how I passed that class. So back to what was I originally talking about? What was it? You know what's a good song? "I'ma Be" by the Black Eyed Peas. The old Black Eyed Peas, because now apparently they're the new Black Eyed Peas. And they, like I said, they shouldn't call themselves that, but that song "I'ma Be," and they say "I'ma be, I'ma be, I'ma be, I'ma be, I'ma be, I'ma be." So they say that, and that's really fun, and I think it's a good song. What was I think I was talking about fleas. Let me check it out. Oh, so I was talking about taking a nap with fleas. With fleas. It sounded like I said that together there. And you know what? Like, how did they follow me into my room? Like, they must have all latched onto me, and I'm like King Dakar for them. Like, I'm a modern day amusement park for them. Like, riding on the dog wasn't enough for you? You had to latch onto me? I'm probably walking around every step I take, boom, boom, boom. They're like, wee, yeah, wee, this is so much fun, but yeah. You know? And like, how are they biting me in my bed, in between my bed and my body? Like, how is gravity not killing you, you tiny fuck? You know, but in a way, it's a good thing, because I was so uncomfortable that I got up into my podcast. I mean, I wanted to do my podcast, but I was so tired. You know? The devil comes in many forms, so, I mean, I was just gonna nap through the night. You know, physically, like, the mind was willing, but the body was weak. So, they're like, hey, bitch, you gotta do your podcast. So they bit me or slapped me or whatever the hell fleas do. And I'm up now, and I'm still scratching myself. So, you know, like, fleas, get a real job, okay? Like The Bachelor and everybody on The Bachelor. Get a real job. Stick to aviation, okay? You know, speaking of real job, at the Burger King by my house, I just scratched. I don't know if you heard it or not. But speaking of real job, at the Burger King by my house, it looked like somebody threw a rock or hit the telecommunication device with like a golf club. And to my knowledge, it's still not fixed. So, just why? Like, why are you doing the Burger King like that? So I went to the Apple store this week. I got a friend to come with me to use her student ID so I can get the $100 off and free AirPods. And I didn't really go over a game plan with her about what I wanted or anything. So that was a recipe for disaster. So we went into the Apple store, and I was thinking it was going to be like really militant in the way that they're going to give me the discount. But this is how it went. So I went with my friend, and I told her, yeah, so just say the computer's for you. And I told her nothing. So we went in there with an associate, and the girl was like, oh, so which one do you want? And then my friend looks at me, and then I look at her, and then I'm like, oh, you want the MacBook Pro, right? And she was like, uh-huh. So I was like, all right, maybe the cat's still in the bag here. And then she was like, what school do you go to? And I was like, I was about to say William Patterson. I was like, hey, what school do you go to? To my friend. And she was like, I go to Middlesex. And she's like, oh, because I literally almost said my school. And then she was like, what are you going to use it for? And then I was just like, oh yeah, I want to use it for like video editing and audio editing. So then the cat was completely out of the bag there. So I was just hoping for the best. If not, I was going to come back with a mustache later and then say I was somebody else and then get another associate. But she was actually really cool. And then naturally, we started talking about feet pics and selling her feet. That's what happens naturally for me. So I was talking to this associate, and she was like, because there's like an option. I got like the $1,500 computer, and that ripped me a new one. That ripped my bank account a new one. So I know I said before, I just scratched again. I know I said before that I had like, like little dust mites coming out of my wallet. And this is for real this time. Like now depleted. I am depleted. So there was an option of getting the $1,500 one, and of course she's going to try to charge me for the $18 one. Of course she's going to want me to buy the, upcharged computer. And what's up, dog? And I didn't want it. And I was like, yeah, times are tough for a player out here. And she's like, yeah, I understand. But do you really, Shirley? Do you really understand? But she was like, yeah, I told her it's tough out here. And I was like, yeah, like I was thinking about even selling my feet. And then she laughs, and then I laugh, and then she's like, honestly, girl, I've thought about it too. And I say that as a joke because I can't do that. Like, it's just against what for me, I'm just not going to do that because I'm Catholic and I don't want to sell my feet, I believe I could make money other ways, which isn't exploiting myself, even though it's just feet. And I'm not saying that in like, oh, judging you. No, if you sell your feet, go ahead, stick your feet in some peanut butter and then run around your house and then paint your toes and put it behind your neck. That's you. And that's fine. Sell your feet. Do whatever you want. Like, if you do that, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, like, I personally wouldn't. But, when you really think about it, you're selling your feet every day, sweetie. Even if you don't think so, you're selling them. By you walking around in those little sandals, you're selling your feet. People are looking at them for free. And that's what I don't like. That's what would make me sell my feet. The fact that people are looking at my feet for free. You know what? You shouldn't just be able to look at my feet in public. I should be charging you $5, $10 just to look at them. My feet are adorable, by the way. So, some people have some funny looking feet, man. I thought my feet were funny looking when I was growing up. And then I looked at other people's feet. I was like, oh my God, like, your feet are funny looking. Some people have these long toes, real chubby toes. Like mine are like right in the middle. Like just, like, I don't know how to give like a body shape to my toes, but like they're not obese, but they're not like thin either. They're like, middle weight. There's no, funny long middle one or anything. I think they're just normal feet, but I think they're precious. I like my feet. I think that's a cool feature of my body. I like my feet. So, yeah, and then that's the one thing that just like, that upsets me, because I could just be out having a good time, and next thing you know, people are looking down. It's like, you're literally looking at my feet for nothing. So if you're going to be looking at my feet for nothing, might as well just sell them. Just walking around in just sandals and snapping photos of my feet and make some coin off that. Because apparently that's a huge thing in the market, is selling your feet. So, my morals are just holding me back from selling the feet. And I just don't, I'm scratching myself right now. Yeah, so selling feet pics, that was a whole thing, and the girl that worked at Apple might be selling her feet pics. So she might do it. We laughed. And I ended up getting the computer with the discount because I think I won her over with my feet pics conversation. And I got the discount, and she knows damn well that that computer is not for my friend. It is for me. And so she sold it to me, and I got my AirPods, and now I'm just waiting on the computer. So as of right now, like I said, I'm working with borrowed goods, but I'm really excited, and I should be getting that at the end of September. So that's really exciting because I've been waiting like 80 years, for this to be put on YouTube and stuff. Like, it takes some time because it's the Air, so it takes some time, and that's okay. But I'm really excited. One last thing about feet: next time you run around with bare feet, just look how friggin' cute and funny your feet look when you're running around. Like, your feet, your toes, literally slap the ground when you run. And I remember I was walking in my house, and then I started running, and I was like laughing at my feet in the house, and my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, did you know that they look like this?" And then I had everybody in my family doing it, and they were all laughing. But next time, yeah, you're toeless in Seattle, just walk around your house and just look how precious it looks when your toes are just slapping the ground like that. And I remember Googling. I never knew what the toes were used for. I was like, why did God give me these? Like, what do these toes really do? Like, can't we just walk around with no toes? Because they really don't have a function when you think about it. They don't. Like, you literally have no toes, and I'll get to what the function is, apparently, because I was like, why are these just like a little accessory? Why do we have these toes? They don't do nothing. They just hang out on your foot. And I was thinking, if we didn't have toes, everything would be fine. It wouldn't make much of a difference. The toes would keep you balanced. So without your toes, you're just going to fall forward or fall backward. Or something like that. Don't use me as a reference in a college essay, because maybe I worded things wrong, but I'm pretty sure that those 10 little digits on your feet are used to keep you balanced. And you would think these 10 little small useless little things is what's keeping me afloat. And without them, we'd all be nothing. We wouldn't be able, I don't even think we'd be able to function without our toes. So think about that for a minute. So maybe in a way, your toes are like right under like the lungs when it comes to like importance in your brain. And then I guess also you need to dispose of your waste. So I mean, it's definitely top 10. Definitely top 10. Like, the weenus isn't important, but we have those. And what else is like not really important? Like fingernails, I don't really see the purpose of those. Those can go. Necks, I mean, because in a way, if none of us had necks, I think everybody would be fine. If I had to like let go of something. And then maybe knees. Maybe just one long leg that didn't have two parts. Just no knees, and if we were all shorter, that would be fine too. But yeah, toes are up there. You wouldn't think, you'd be like, toes will be my last, they'll be like the last kid that gets picked for dodgeball. No. Toes should be in the beginning. Toes should be one of the first kids picked when you really think about it. So, do your research. Toes are important. Hashtag toes are important 2020. And they've always been important. Oh, so at work today, we were offered the flu shot. And I said no to it. Because I was looking into it, and, a good amount of the time, it's inaccurate. And really the last thing I want to do right now is inject something into my body during COVID. So, like, originally I was for it, and then I was like, you know what? I don't know. I always think now I'm definitely more cautious about everything, and, like, I'm really looking into everything now. And that's cool if you do. Like, also, I'm not, like, do what you want. I was going to get it originally, but then I just said, you know, I never get the flu, even though I got the flu last year. But I just don't feel comfortable, like, right now injecting something into my body that I'm not 100% sure what it is. And plus, like, where I'm at right now, I'm at a warehouse. So I'm going to get injected and then be all dusty. And then probably catch the flu. No. That does not sound like a winning proposition for me. If they're letting me go home early after I get the flu shot and paying me, that's a different story. But yeah, my big boss came up to the two. I work with all Spanish women who don't speak English. So that's very interesting. And it's been a whirlwind for me. I've learned more Spanish there than I have in 15 years of, almost 20 years of Spanish classes. So I can understand a little bit if people that speak Spanish speak a little bit slower. And I can speak very little Spanish. So I'm very proud of myself. I know the curse words. And I can form, like how cavemen are suspected to have spoken, like, me want food. Like, I can speak like that in Spanish. Like, very stripped down. And I remember, this is fantastic. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the big boss. He came over and he was, he talks like this. He's an older man. So he was like, he went up to my two Spanish coworkers because they're like older women, and he was like, so are you guys getting the flu shot? And they were like, no. And he was like, well, maybe you should think about it because don't you both have kids? And they don't really speak English. So they were like, I don't know. And I was just standing there like, and he didn't come up to me because I was ready to tell him I'm not getting it. But he didn't, so that's good because I didn't. That was just already an awkward conversation, and I didn't want to add to it because I knew whatever answer was going to come out of my mouth was going to be like, it was going to be something. I don't know what, but I didn't even know what I was going to say, so something was just going to pop out. And the best part, my favorite part of working with these women, this was awesome. There was a girl who used to work there. She was probably like 35. And she was teaching me, she wasn't teaching me Spanish really. She was just like calling me, she was calling me like expletives. I think she called me like, prostitute in Spanish. A bunch of other names in Spanish. She would call me mamona. So I'm going to Google that. It's definitely something bad. So let me just see what that means. Oh, wow. Yeah, so, I mean, it's somebody who is into penis, so, like I said, I don't want this to be a vulgar podcast, but everything seems to pull me towards that. So yeah, she would call me that all the time. And at first I would laugh, but then I realized, wait a minute, why is everybody else laughing? And then I Googled it. So I know curse words in Spanish pretty well. And so she would sort of kind of call me curse words in Spanish and bad things in Spanish. And so I would learn that way. And in return, I would teach her curse words in English. So I taught her the F word. And she was like, gay? And I was like, the F word, I would say it again. And then she's like, give me a second. What does that mean in Spanish? Then she said to me, let's see. Transition. What does that mean? What does that mean in Spanish? Translate. She said to me, what does that mean? She said to me, ¿Qué significa eso? And she'd always say things like with a question mark at the end. And I feel like some Spanish, like a lot of Spanish people do that when they're speaking Spanish. It's always like a question mark at the end. And it's like, is it a question or is it not a question? So that's what she said to me. And I was like, you say it when you're angry. Like if you're in traffic, like, fuck, you miss your turn. Or you say it like I was telling her, F you. You say it like that, F you. And then she was like, I'm trying to remember how she said it to me because it was hilarious. She was like, fuck it? And I was like, no, fuck. And then she was like, fuck it, you. Fuck you. Fuck you, bish. Fuck you, bish. Because that's how she said bitch, too. She said bish. And she would call me bish every morning after that. And it was great because I told her, she was like my coworker, but then my boss also only speaks Spanish, very little English. And then they were all saying, fuck you, all to each other and trying to like, tell each other what it means and like, workshop it a little bit. And then my boss was like, fuck you. And I was like, yeah. So I taught them and I feel very accomplished. I mean, at least I can leave a good mark on that job and my coworkers. And then I remember that woman also would tell me, trabajar 1 y 9? Also with a question mark. And that means, do you work the 1 to 9? And the 1 to 9 is my local highway. And I would say, no, tú, meaning no, you. So look at that. Look at that magnificence. I didn't even have to look up how to say that. I just told you right now. No, you. I just translated that in my mind. And I'm white. I only grew up on English. So applaud me. I hope in your house, wherever you're listening to this, you're clapping because that means I'm really picking shit up here. In other news, Jeff Bezos makes so much money. He literally made like, I think 17 billion in one day or something, or 7 billion. I know it has a 7 in it. And when I heard that, I was like, boing. It was like in the cartoons when you get hit by like the stop sign. It's like I ran into it, like the Roadrunner does all the time. And I have like stars circling around my head. As I get paid pennies on the dollar. But he created Amazon. And I'm taking at least 3 bathroom breaks or more a day to try to get at least a half hour of bathroom time that I'm getting paid for. So who really wins here? I think me. Because does Jeff Bezos get paid to go to the bathroom? I think not. I also work near a strip club, and there's a tent in the parking lot of the strip club. So, does that mean outdoor stripping? Things are evolving. I mean, that rocks. Like, instead of being in that place, like, I guess just the thought of like in a stripper pole being outside is cool because you don't see that ever. You don't see that. So I hope they're stable. I hope the poles are stable in the ground and attached to the tent. I mean, I don't know what it's attached to, but I hope that it's stable. And I hope they have some fans in there. Because it gets hot out there. Especially if you're doing anything active. And those women move. They move. So, that, I hope they're staying cool. And I wonder how they're going to do that. If it is outdoor, how are they going to do that in the wintertime? I guess you could they could wear parkas. Or like fur hats and like boots. But like them short boots, to show that calf. But That rocked. I saw that and I said, this is innovation. This is innovation. And it's happening right in my neighboring town of Linden, New Jersey. So, that rocks. Oh, and I have one more thing to say about the selling of toes. Literally, I know like celebrities who are selling like one toe on the internet and they're making millions of dollars. Like, that's like where I get like a little, like you need that money. When you have all that money, you're gonna sell your toe. Like, to each their own, but I'm just saying, like, and also like my sister is like 20 and she knows people much younger than her, like selling, photos of themselves on OnlyFans. And it's just like, I don't know, like that is just like, in my opinion, you're still a child. Like, you don't have your adult brain. So like these decisions can really like affect you later on in life. Like, you're really young to be selling your, photos like that because strangers could just have them. Well, I guess, yes, that's part of it because you're selling them to strangers. So you're not selling your toes to your friends. Yeah, I mean, that's just me. And if it was, I just wouldn't love that if like my little sister was doing that or my daughter. I just, so young and it's like so easy to do it now. But yeah, I mean, like I'm not, to each their own. But I just don't like, I just know so many, kids younger than my sister doing it. And it's like, it's just so mainstream now. Like, I literally know, I can name so many people, not name, but I mean, I could count on my fingers. I guess not even count on my fingers because there's more that, have an OnlyFans. And it's become like a really popular thing going on. And I just think that might be a little troublesome at a young age. Because you don't know what that could turn into. And the people you're dealing with, it's just a little scary. I think it's a very, very scary thing if you're not, old enough. I guess you're never old enough to make, I don't know. I guess, you're older and you have to, or if that's something you want to do. But I think it's just like scary if a 16, 17, 18. Well, I don't know how OnlyFans, I guess you definitely can't be doing it underage. So that makes sense. But I mean, even at 18, you're still young. So that's a very serious decision to make. And, society makes it like it's not a serious decision to make, but it is a serious decision to make. So I just hope that everybody, see, my phone's like listening to me talk about feet and toes. But yeah, if you are doing that, just stay safe out there. And just be aware of, your surroundings and who's doing what and who's paying you. You just got to be careful. That's all. So keep on selling them toes, baby. Stick them in Nutella. Put them in a bucket of water. Go step on some raspberries. Run on a treadmill. Put some sand in between your toes. And, I guess, I don't know if people like dirty feet. I feel like that could be a thing. Like dirty feet, the bottoms of your feet are like black from running around. I guess people could like that. Dirty feet. That's pretty cool because that's like natural. I mean, not for me. You're not going to take off my socks and I'll have dirty feet. But, I just recently on Instagram, I see people putting photos of themselves and like, their bikinis or whatever in their house. And they have, their feet are black. The bottoms of the feet are black. So, like, did you not look at this photo before you posted it? And also, you got to be vigilant too because that's for free. You just gave away your toes for free. And the black soles of your feet for free. So just definitely, keep it in mind. Keep that in mind. Because you might diminish the value of your feet if you're posting them for free. This is a business. You got to think of this stuff. So, yeah, I guess the only time you'll see my feet is if I post it by accident or if they look really dirty. Because I guess that's in a way funny. If I have really dirty feet. But yeah, Do your thing. Do your thing, girl. Do what you wanna do, yeah. Because I sounded really, really, really judgy nudgy. But, you know, I don't know your life. Bitch, I know your life. I don't know your life. So if you're selling your feet and that makes you happy, do your thing. You just probably won't see my toes on the internet. Unless maybe if I'm doing some kind of fun foot activity, like if I'm playing Twister, maybe you'll see my feet. Or if I'm in some kind of decathlon, maybe you'll see my feet, but they'll be clothed then. Or if I'm gonna show people, you know, me running around and my little toes slapping the ground, but then I might just do like a close friends kind of thing. I'm not gonna let everybody see that, because some people think it's funny and cute, and then other people be like, gonna take it to another level, and I don't want that. I just don't want to not exploit myself, but exploit my toes. I just don't want to exploit my toes, because like my toes are precious to me. Like I said, that's probably one of my best features is my toes, my feet. Well, now I have cankles, so they're not my feet as a whole is not admirable anymore, because now I have cankles. But the toes, yes, they're so great. They're great. And my nose, I like my nose. I mean, the body is a beautiful thing. But I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose favorites, probably my toes and my nose. My toes and my nose. My toes and my nose. And my eyes are cool, too. They're brown, which is also the color of poop. That was always the insult I got growing up. But at least I'm not one of those people that were like, my eyes are hazel. Because, bitch, how are your eyes hazel? And we have the same shade of brown eyes. And you're going to say your eyes are hazel. Oh, but in the light, don't tell me that bullshit. In the light, my eyes are green. You know? If the friggin' UV rays are on my eyes will look beautiful. Be like a sweet little caramel brown. But that's not realistic, okay? In real life, when you're in a room that's just well lit, they're going to be regular brown. And you know what? 99% of the population has brown eyes, so you're not special. So don't come up to me and say, yeah, but mine are different from yours. Because in the light, they're multicolored. Don't lie to yourself. You played yourself. You played yourself. So. And then I have hooded eyes. I have hooded eyelids. You know, my Asian friend has never seen that. She's like, I don't know why your eyes look like this. And I was like, I don't know. I was just born like this. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe it's just Caucasian. I don't know. I never really looked at people's eyes to see if they were hooded or not like mine. Maybe it's a white thing. Maybe it's not. But I don't know why I have fat eyelids. I don't know. I don't know. I must add, because it's important to say my truth on this podcast. When I was younger, I was notorious for having black feet. The bottoms of my feet were always black, were always dirty. So, you wanted the truth and you got it. I guess I must have ran around the park with no shoes on. But I remember constantly as a child, my feet were always incessantly dirty. So moving on. That was important to tell you, though. I got my brows done during COVID. That was fine. There's like 3 people in the nail salon. And I'm very happy, because sometimes it comes out and I look like Riff Raff. But not cool. Like Riff Raff, regardless if you like him as a rapper. Iceberg Simpson, whatever his song is. I don't know. I don't remember. I think he's most known for being with Katy Perry. I don't know. I think he's creative. Like, his look is cool. And his music, I listened to some of his music back in the day. But back to what I was saying. I take that back. I just don't really know of him like that. But he has money for grills in his mouth. So who am I to say shit, really? And in a way, he's cute. I don't know. That's just me. I don't know. What is my life? But back to what I was saying. So with Riff Raff, it's like I look like Riff Raff, but not the cool version of Riff Raff. Like, I feel like, because sometimes they do a really good job, my brow lady, and then sometimes it looks like I fell into a shredder and bent down like too close to the shredder, and where like I went in for like 1 second, and then like it pulled out like only a little bit of my eyebrow, but it was already too late. So that has happened. But yeah, no, these brows are perfect. perfect. And perfect for my birthday, because my birthday's coming up. So, I have to look groomed. I have to look like I don't have only one singular brow. So I had to get that done. And yeah, so I look like who's that lady, sexy lady? Who's that lady, sexy lady? I added my own little pizzazz onto that one. Also, something crazy that happened today. So apparently, the movie Cuties dropped on Netflix, and I seen some, I saw on Instagram somebody posted about it, and it has these young girls, 11 years old, and it says for mature audiences, which is, what is that? And it has them dancing. There's some dance team supposedly, and the movie is supposedly about them, children being overly sexualized. But how are you going to make a movie about overly sexualized children and over sexualize them, hyper sexualize them? I get if you're using maybe footage from old dance recitals or something, and this is the evolution of how kids are dancing in these dance companies and stuff like that. I can understand that. But the fact that you're saying, well, this is our message against the hypersexualization of children, yet you're hypersexualizing them. And I doubt people are watching it for that message. People who aren't watching it for that message aren't going to watch it for that message. And then they had Tessa Thompson from Westworld. And she's also in, she's the Pegasus superhero. I forget. But I think she was in Avengers as well. And she was just saying, it's a shame how, the movie is getting, people are blasting it for this. And it's they should have done it differently, because it looks so disturbing. Even just the photos from, when I saw it online, is just I want to know what is going on in that movie, so I could not dissect it, but see for myself what everybody's talking about. But it's I felt awful just watching if you just watch a preview, it's what is happening here? This is disgusting, and I don't want Netflix getting my view on that. But I want to know what, how are they manipulating this? How are they shaping this? And that it even got, well, I know why it got accepted, because everything's trying to be pushed now. I don't understand why that is being so easily pushed into society and the media. But that Netflix okayed it, that the producers okayed it, that, the mothers okayed it, the mothers and fathers okayed it, that these kids are doing this. It's just super problematic. And even if the stance in the movie is that it's against it, I think you're hurting these kids more than helping this issue. And then it's for mature audiences. What is going on? 11-year-olds should never be dancing like that. And you can go see for yourself. I just don't know if I can watch the movie. So if I do, I'll let you know, because I would like to know how they're spinning that into something that's, you have to be woke to this, and you have to see it in this perspective, and we shouldn't be hyper sexualizing our children. I want to see how they're spinning that, because I don't know how you could spin it. In the preview that I saw, I don't know how you could spin it. And in the preview I saw as well, it made it more like it was just about young girls in a dance competition. So I don't know. I saw it and I was disgusted, and I just don't see any excuse. I really don't. Even if it's, this young girl trying to express her becoming of age, some becoming of age nonsense. I don't think that's the real purpose, honestly, behind it, in my opinion. But if I watch, I'll let you know, because everybody's talking about that now, and people were trying to get it canceled before it even came on, and Netflix pushed it forward. So why? I don't get it. I really don't. And did they make it because they've gone through some kind of exploitation, or is it because you just want people to talk about it? That's another thing that's bothersome to me. And even if, why would you allow your kid to do that? I don't see any way, shape, or form where that's okay. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. That it's wild to even watch. I saw the only a few seconds of it, I was this is just disturbing to me. Well, on a little bit, no, it's not really a lighter note in a way, but tomorrow's my mom's birthday, So I'm really excited about that. And we're going to go and get some Santillo's pizza, which is in Elizabeth. And we have a lot of like old time, just great Italian food spots at Santillo's Pizza. There's the Cosmos Ice. There's Spiritos. There's two hot dog places in the area, and they've all been around for like 50 to 70 years, and the places are bomb. So I highly recommend. I'm always gonna rep Elizabeth. Gotta rep that food, baby, So check it out if you haven't. Best ravioli in the world, and I haven't even been to Italy yet. It's Spiritos in Elizabeth, so check it out. So we're gonna eat, and I'm gonna buy her food, and yeah. But Elizabeth's where it's at. It's been happening over here. It's been happening. So, and I think that me and Judy Blume, Mary Grace Sopran versus Judy Blume, we should have a versus battle. And if you don't know what a versus battle is, it's like they have like iconic musicians go against each other. Not against each other, but like they go over their work together and then people vote, I guess. I haven't really watched it because you have to pay for it, I think. But, people say who they like better, what they thought was great, and who has the better hits and stuff like that. Like they should put Mary Grace Sopran versus Judy Blume versus the Elizabeth version. So she will be reciting her poetry and her lines from Super Fudge, the kids' book, that highly proclaimed child's book, and I could just spit some comedy and see who comes out victorious. And I think that would be amazing. And I think it would just be really entertaining to watch me destroy a 70-year-old woman. So destroy verbally with my comedy. So don't get it twisted. Don't be telling the newspaper now that I don't like elderly. I don't like the elderly. I respect my elderly. I love the elderly. But if we had a versus, Elizabeth versus, she's going down, period. Period, explanation point. She's going down. Sorry, Super Fudge will not hold up against my comedy. It will not. I know it for a fact. It won't. So yeah, we're going to go out, and I'm excited. But also tomorrow is a really tough day. Because 9/11 is always a sad day, so I just want to make sure I pay my respects to all those people, and I'm praying for everybody who lost their life. I'm praying for everybody who's still dealing with the repercussions of that, and the people's lives that have changed from that. That is heartbreaking and is just beyond a tragedy. So my thoughts and prayers go out to you. Go out to everyone who's affected by this. And I hope this world, we can unify in time, and that's always in my prayers. So thank you for sticking with me. This one has been a long episode, but I hope that you enjoyed the foot talk, the talk about, I feel like I only talked about feet on this episode. And some people will probably love that, and some people will probably not like it. But I hope I made you laugh. And, if you know me personally and you want to see my feet and see how friggin' precious these 10 little ligaments are, these 10 little appendages are on my body, you let me know. Because literally I'll take off my socks and it's like, if they're clean. But, yeah, I think my toes rock. And if you want to see them in person, that's the only way you're going to get to see them. I'm going to be honest with you now. That's the only way you're going to be able to see them. Unless accidentally you see it on social media. But I'm smart with that stuff. Because anything that can be marketed, I'm not going to give that shit away for free. And if you don't know me by now you know me. Now you know where my head's at with this. So, yeah, that would be cool if my toes were, like, not the same color as, like, my body. I think that would be really interesting. But, yeah, I guess that's just those are other toe thoughts for another time, for another podcast, or maybe, for never. Maybe I think I've spoken enough about toes to the point where maybe I don't think I ever have to speak about toes ever again. But, if you guys like it, or you guys have some odd toe questions, or you want to, like, have a versus battle, about toes, let me know. Because we can do that anytime. I've been ready. My 10 toes been ready. I'm 10 toes down, like Martha Stewart going to jail. I'm 10 toes down. So, yeah. So, thank you so much for listening. I'm just like rambling off here. It's literally 5:50 in the morning. I've been doing this for hours. Where did the time go? I'm about to go fall asleep in my biology book. I wish I had a biology book because apparently they're comfortable. So much love, much peace. You know, that sounds so ridiculous. I'm just gonna say, peace and love, always. I love you. Thanks for sticking with me, cousins. I haven't called you guys cousins in a while, but I gotta keep this going because we're family out here. So thank you, cousins, cuz I like the whopper, whopi, whoppis, cuz I. Thanks for listening. I love you. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you next week. I just smiled. You couldn't hear it. Maybe you heard it because of salivary glands. But if you didn't hear it, I just smiled. And I don't feel the itching anymore. So hopefully the fleas got sick of me, but I doubt it. Because mosquitoes love me, so I bet those fleas love me too. So I guess it is what it is. And when we take the dogs tomorrow to get treated, I'm probably going to have to get treated too. So let's hope that doesn't have to happen, but they're enjoying the free ride on the Mary Grace Express. All right, so I'm going to leave now. I always do this. I always can't just say bye. It always has to be awkward and weird, and I just have to keep talking for like another 5 minutes. So I'm going to leave now, okay? So I love you all. And if you even stuck around for this really long, crazy outro, you don't know how much I appreciate you. My heart is warm right now. And that means I'm alive. So thank you. All right, bye. Really, I'm heading out. I'm like SpongeBob, I'm going to head out. Again, I know I said that joke, so it's just really corny and stupid to say it again. But I'm out, really. Goodbye. I wish I could just leave and you could hear my footsteps walk away so then I didn't have to, like, say bye. But guess who's back again. Not some shady, but Mary Grace. And you know what? I didn't leave because, of course, I have to edit this. So I didn't leave. I'm back, and I want it to be an hour. So you're gonna get an extra 3 minutes of 3 minutes of content. So prepare your ears. I'll just hit you with some quick things going on. So I'm supposed to start a diet after my birthday, but I'm already pushing it because people are telling me that we're going to go out to eat. So that's already past my birthday. So I'm going to have to push it to October. And then I have the cruise in November. So, you know, I'm going to live my best life on that cruise and I'm going to eat if that cruise is still happening. So that's problematic because if I'm not there mentally, physically, I'm like just weak. And then also I'm realizing so many people my age have kids now. And it's like, wow, life is just flying by. And I know so many kids from my high school that now have their own kids. So, yeah, I'm trying to wait till like 30. Honestly, I'm trying to live my best life and then give my best life to my children. Not the best life I'm living, but the best life for them. But wow. And I also have kids I know from high school that went to jail. A few of them, actually. I know a few of them. Very serious things. Somebody killed somebody. And then some girl was found with guns and drugs in her car. So, that happened. Yeah, when I have kids, I'm going to have like... I want to have like 6 or 7, and they're all going to match me, and they're all going to be named Mary Grace. Mary Grace Jr., Mary Grace Jr., Jr., Mary Grace Jr., 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 Mary Grace Jr., 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 Jr. And we're all going to wear similar clothes. If they're boys, they're going to, you know, slightly different. You know, if the girl's going to wear a dress, they'll wear like a little button-up shirt and like pants, but we'll all be matching, and they'll all be named Mary Grace. So whoever's trying to date me, that's a prerequisite. So, you know, like names, gender names is not a thing anymore. And I'm keeping my last name. And all the kids are going to be named Mary Grace. And yeah, so just accept it. If you love me, that's what's going to have to happen. And Mary Grace is a cool name. They can go by Mary. They can go by Mary G. They can go by MG. And it works. And I think by the time I have the kids, 2050, you know? 2050. What am I talking about? I'll be 50 years old. 10 years, Mary Grace won't even be a thing. People won't even question that. So, yeah. And it's going to be awesome. We're going to be a squad. And we're all going to be matching for Halloween as well. So if I'm like hot dog, they're all going to be condiments or food items. So I can't wait for that. But really, I'm going to head out now because now it's been an hour and now I just feel greedy. I feel really greedy. So I'm going to leave. I'm going to head out. I appreciate you. I love you, cousin. Have a great week. And happy birthday, Ma. I love you.